But state and federal education ministers here have slammed lessons put together by a third party and promoted by the New South Wales Education Department. Students are asked to examine the Australian flag to see who is included and who is excluded or not visible. The worksheet also asks students to summarise criticisms and defences of Australia Day as part of a project of deconstructing symbols of Australia. Students are also taught that privilege can hide within recognised institutions as well as individuals, and to understand the impact of symbols can have on those who don't experience privilege. It makes you wonder, doesn't it, what we're doing to our kids? Bella DeBrera is with the Institute of Public Affairs and she joins me now. Bella, this stuff is just not just triggering some sort of a debate, is it? It's actually pushing an agenda. These kids are linked through to ABC articles saying that the flag deliberately excludes groups or celebrates colonisation.
Yes, and I think that the ABC website also says that we must change the date of Australia Day. So this is part of a wider problem in our society, where we have a minority of people, but a vocal and powerful minority of people who genuinely appear to hate Australia. They believe that Australia is irredeemably racist. They spend their every waking hour trying to tear down the institutions and values of Western civilization. And unfortunately, these are the people who are writing the school curriculum. These are the people who are these unelected bureaucrats sitting in the Department of Education in New South Wales, choosing to tell teachers that this is the kind of stuff you need to teach our children in schools. And it's divisive, it's critical race theory, it's identity politics, it's everything that they shouldn't be being taught. And obviously it's not just a problem with New South Wales, it's a nationwide problem. It's deeply embedded in the new radical national curriculum, which we're fighting at the moment.
This is what's really alarming, Bella, is, as you mentioned there, it is critical race theory. It is teaching kids, white kids, that they must own this privilege, that they must be part of the problem. And in fact, as you say, there's an ABC article it links through to that says, if you oppose the shifting of Australia Day, that demonstrates either your privilege or your racism.
And it also tells children that if there's an oppressed group, if there's an oppressor group, there's an oppressed group. So it's under the auspices of being anti-racist, it's actually encouraging racism, because it's telling children, it's making them tribal, it's making them see colour, it's dividing them against each other. So it's really divisive and it's really damaging. And there is so much positive history about Australia, and there is so much that could be taught to them. They could be taught the positive things about the Australian flag rather than being taught to burn it. I mean, the fact that they chose a picture of someone burning the flag in this classroom activity shows exactly the agenda that they have, that they're trying to force on children.
Yeah, extraordinary, isn't it? Whatever you say of the flag, I'm sort of a bog Irish Republican, so I'm no great fan of the Union Jack, but it represents all of us. That's its job. Argue to change it if you like, but don't try and pretend it excludes people.
Well, and the other point is that they don't explain what the symbols of the flag are. They don't explain the Union Jack. They don't explain the Federation Star, and they certainly wouldn't explain the Southern Cross. No. So, but they tell them to burn it. So at least give them the knowledge before they deconstruct it. At least give them the knowledge to deconstruct. So look, it's a big problem in our schools.
Sure is. Thanks for joining us, Bella. I appreciate it.
Thanks so much, Chris.